Anti-refugee protests in European countries seem to be stemming from the right-wing populist parties or like para-political groups like Pegida, like the Jobbik Party in Hungary, like the Liga del Norte in Italy, and this general classic cycle of history where austerity programs and the failed promises of a utopian superstate using consumer capitalism to try and build a bigger playground for happy Europeans. There was a lot of weaknesses in the system already, and the refugee crisis is sort of exposing these weaknesses and allowing this. I mean, basically, I think it's the kind of center-right social democracies and the bureaucracy of the superstate that had the blind spot to these populist nationalist parties and groups. So what I'm saying is everyone is to blame. And the refugee crisis should be something where Europe stands on its values, opens its borders, and brings in these folks who are running from their ancient lands and their ancient heritage. And these are not the jihadis and the militants that Europe is often exporting to the Daesh. These are the middle class and working class families of Syria and Iraq who have been pulverized by bombs and warfare and their own militarization of their youth in jihadi culture. I mean, this is a European problem as much, if not more so, than a Middle Eastern problem. Excuse me. And of course, it's people look at things like the natural fear we have about a carrying capacity and resources. And people think about a refugee crisis as just taking on non-functional individuals into a state. But it's not the case. I mean, these are hard-working folks that probably tore their hearts out to have to leave their land. But when you have nowhere to live because your land is poisoned and all your resources have been extracted with the help of Western companies and Western bonds, where will you go? You go west.